Hello, fellow Slayers. New microphone, let's go. So, yeah, Doom. You know, that one Christian game about excessive demon murder? I'm probably gonna guess you already know how impactful this absolute unit of a game that this is. And if you don't, well, there's many other people that got you covered on that. Like, seriously, holy shit, people review this game like it's required to be on YouTube. So the way I'm going to be doing this is I'm only going to be comparing levels in this game to other levels within the same episode. So I'm not going to be comparing this shit to like Sunlust or Valiant levels, because those are just cracked. But I'll be giving my opinion on these maps as well as flaws that also plague the levels as well. So let's see how it holds up today, starting with E1M1. Oh boy, it's the legend! Well, it's very hard not to repeat what others have said, but I'll try my best and I'll just say this. Hangar would not be as fondly remembered as it was if it wasn't the first map people saw. Now, is it a good intro level? Absolutely! It did everything it needed to do to show how improved the engine was from Wolfenstein, like having height variations, lines that trigger certain actions, moving platforms, and different light levels. So who are the opponents that we'll be fighting? Well, there's Flat Top McGee, Satanic Mr. Clean, and Amber Turds. But seriously though, comparing this with other levels in the same episode is just criminal. E1M2. I don't know about you, but I swear I've seen this level shown to people the most when advertising or introducing Doom as a whole. It could be that Bill Gates commercial or something, I don't know. But don't miss this off-color panel or you'll miss the chance to get the chain gun. In terms of episode 1, you are now completely... The demons don't got shit on you now, because the chain gun is an absolute monster in episode 1, and it takes out groups of zombies faster than you can say ass! Oh, also, this area gives you a chainsaw, which I know, metal as fuck, right? But honestly, the chainsaw kinda fucking sucks. It's a cool level for the most part. Well, besides the clumsy dark maze where the demons wander around like a drunk dad trying to walk his way home, but it's fun to play through at least. E1M3. This one's pretty good. Well, besides the fact that the first thing the level shows you is Dark Side Phil. This map also shows off the first secret exit in the series, which must have been really awesome for people to find back then. Also, it's got another blueberry ball. I think I'm starting to sense a pattern here. This is where episode 1 starts to encourage looking for secrets inside of secrets, so get used to it. So you find the switches you need to go back and find an ambush? Yeah, this was the first ever monster closet ambush, which is pretty cool. It's just a really solid level. E1M9. So, this is the secret level of episode 1. Well, it starts off relatively harsh, with shotgunners coming in from many sides as a bunch of imps try to pelt you to death. But I can't really see what makes this a secret level or what makes it stand out besides that though. Maybe the gimmick is the somewhat symmetrical layout? By episode 1 standards, this level is honestly kind of uninspired, but there are a few standout moments, like the game teaching you how to strafe run in this room, and the room with the tiny star in the middle. This is basically Diet Knee Deep in the Dead. It's dull and unexciting compared to the other levels, but it still has its moments. E1M4. Rise by Pantera. Yes, that's seriously what the music sounds like. Or not. And fall into the toxic waste and die. I knew it! I knew I was seeing a pattern here! We all know now! John Romero, we know you like getting blue balls! Also, this level has another stupid maze section like in E1M2, except it's even stupider because all it is just these winding corners that only have one thing in it. But besides that, it's a relatively fast-paced level and is held up with the other levels in this episode. E1M5. This level cranks up the atmosphere and the tension and shows that even these low-tier enemies can bring the heat. All these windows to nearby and later areas are actually helpful because you can pick off the opposition from a better vantage point. They aim like stormtroopers from down there anyway. Although this room did rough me up a little bit, and I bet it was even more of a bitch to handle in the 90s. Okay, so check this shit out right here. Alright, so you click on this wall, right? And like, oh, a radiation suit you probably don't need. Cool, right? So then you click on the wall behind it, and there's another secret. Okay, just, you know, episode 1 being episode 1. Then you turn around, and then there's another secret! What the fuck? E1M6. Best level in the game, fight me. This level encompasses everything that Doom's about. The action in this level makes you feel like John Wick running and gunning through everything, and it always keeps you on edge with its ambushes, but constantly keeps you supplied to deal with the big battles in this map. The battles in this map show that episode 1 isn't fucking around anymore, and there are 2 main ambushes that may or may not give you shit. The big room near the start, where the door acts like a horror movie and shuts behind you, which you can cheese by the way, but I didn't do that because... No? I bet this must have been a rude awakening when this came out, because you're surrounded on all sides, and if you don't know this is coming, the rocket launcher becomes the equivalent of making bathtub toast. E1M7. Insert generic episode 1 map name here. Honestly, this used to be my least favorite map in Knee Deep, but I've warmed up to it over the years. After the rush that was central processing, the feeling of blazing through is sorta lost on this one, but not by much. It's still a solid penultimate map in its own right, and that's the least of our worries when there's levels like... Oh, hell no! It's got the wide variety of secrets and hordes to gun down, but it's overall slightly slower paced than E1M6. E1M8. This is it. The culmination of Knee Deep in the Dead. The only thing in your way is a star-shaped building and a bunch of suicidal pinkies that can't fucking touch you. So you go up the lift and oh! How nice of you to show up, Murray! These are the Barons of Hell, the boss monsters of episode 1. Now you'd think this would actually be pretty cool, but here's the thing. These guys are like your little siblings trying to fight you. They're pushovers, and the specters in the area are actually more of a problem because they get in your way, but also they're not a problem at the same time because they fight the Barons, making this even easier. E2M1. Deimos, how do you pronounce that? Anomaly. So, to start off, an interesting thing that I didn't mention in episode 1's maps was that you can only find demonic-like architecture in secret rooms. Well, besides E1M9, but whatever. And in episode 2, they just straight up throw an inverted cross at you. I love the details of the influence of hell slowly taking over episode 1 and then escalating throughout the game. It's the little details like that, you know? We also meet the Caco Demon here, a failed pizza delivery boy and a longtime singer. Overall, a decent starting level. E2M2. Have you ever wanted to kill demons inside of one of Jeff Bezos' minimum wage slave headquarters? Now you can! It's a rather cool concept, but for a first-time player, it will be infuriating because it's going to be like trying to find the damn Ark just to get from point A to point B. And to combat the infestation of imps in the maze, you get the Berserk Pack. Doom Guy, what did Eminem tell you about losing your ass to roids? This beast of a power gives your fist attack 10 times more power, basically becoming a piston of destruction that explodes your enemies. Damn, that's like a slasher villain! But I can say this level gives you a lot to do besides the crate maze. Like this Skull Crusher hallway. Damn you, Bezos! It's definitely got a unique atmosphere and it nails it pretty damn well. I'd say this is a decent map, but they definitely could have cut down on some stuff for sure.
What the hell was that?
E2M3. Refinery? Yeah, is it? A refinery with vegetation and unnecessary secret walls that lead to rooms that are right next to each other and that you were going to go to anyway. I can't even tell what this place is supposed to be. There's these random flesh cubes that wouldn't look out of place in Hellraiser. And also there's this stupid dark room that's more annoying than scary. This is just a very awkward map in and out. It's nonsensical and incompetent. The only room that can give you a bit of a rush only lasts for like a minute, and then the rest of the time is just slowly and agonizingly killing these pizza delivery boys, which I swear were only put here to waste your time. And to seal the nail on the coffin, it just reuses the intermission music, which may or may not drive you bats while playing this congealed mess. E2M4, you have entered the spooky zone. With that music and seemingly calm start, you know that right away there's something sinister afoot. Now, I did say that E2M2 had a unique atmosphere, and I'll say the same thing here. The use of textures, lighting, and even the ambushes must have made people's skin crawl. Yeah, back on the first computers Jesus and his fucking disciples used. But by this point in the game, these Dio mascots have become normal enemies in the game, so get used to these tanky bastards. And they really want you to know that because they scatter them all over this map. So if you're not prepared, get ready for a Baron butt fucking, which is another term that I use to describe Hell Revealed. Even to this day, those Barons in the Vine-Ridden room are kinda tricky unless they drop the soap and hide in the corners. E2M5. No one likes this level. So Command Center is very jarring to say the least. But before ripping and tearing this level apart, let's talk about the only good aspect of it. The fight people usually remember is this strange, overgrown, marble patio, countertop. I don't know what this is supposed to resemble, but it's a good piece of gameplay having to deal with two Barons, some cacos, while there's some decorations to prevent you from using your rocket launcher effectively. Then it all goes to hell! Pun very much intended. It has this stupid fucking problem with these stupid fucking sub-areas that are filled with basically nothing. Like I'm talking 4 tiny health potions and 2 enemies. And listen, I'm up for side areas and non-linear stuff, but when it's done in this level, it just feels wasted and uncreative, and that's basically what this whole level is. Unnecessary side areas that don't feel rewarding, and just tedious combat all around. I gotta be honest here, I haven't really talked about how good these levels look, considering it would be kind of unfair, because these were the first ventures into mapping ever. But even by this game's previous standards, this is ugly, ugly, ugly! Like modern Madonna ugly. The secret exit is also here and it's filled with lost souls, everyone's favorite enemy! And what do you get after finding this? Possibly the worst level in the entire series. E2M9, Fortress of Mystery. Now, I get it. It's a secret level and it's supposed to be unique. But I'm gonna be honest here, this level sucks ass even with the gimmick. It's literally just 3 randomly shaped rooms that look like they had to be rushed, like, hey Sandy, we gotta get this game out by tomorrow, and he's like, okay. And he doodled whatever shapes he thought was cool in his head. I've seen first maps that look better than this. Also, why are there these keys here just to open the doors that are right next to them? Just to waste your fucking time. And if this is supposed to be a joke, then this is such a bad joke that even Amy Schumer wouldn't want to steal it from you. Now, I can play devil's advocate here. You know, making the monsters fight one another is an important skill in this game. It conserves ammo, weakens the opposition, and opens another layer of complexity and strategy to the combat. And it's fun to watch, most of the time. But by this point in the game, you probably would have already figured out that this was a mechanic. But literally all you do in this level is watch these clones of Mr. Dreamevil over here mull these bohemian frauds and hope that a group of them doesn't corner you in this stupid ass geometry. Pathetic. E2M6. Damn these halls! And oats! Alright, time to get this over with. I'm in the camp of people that don't like this level. Let's talk about the animals in the room. The long, thin corridors connecting parts of this map together. I mean, this just seems lazy and drawn out. It's not fun to go back and forth through, and when you have to deal with enemies down these thin corridors, it's like trying to unclog a Chipotle toilet. And the main dark sections are even more annoying than any other dark section in this game, because it lasts longer than any section like this should, and also, you miss like half of your shots because artificial difficulty of low lighting. The only saving grace of this level was the iconic fake exit with this scary encounter. Even if you're prepared for this, it's still a clusterfuck and a rush to this day. I love it. But everything else can be thrown down a hall and forgotten about for all I care. E2M7. Fun fact, this is one of the earliest Doom levels to be made, going back to the beta version of the game. And you can kinda tell that because things are kinda just thrown together with seemingly no theme or nuance. Since this is the penultimate level for episode 2, it should be a worthy challenge. And it is. I mean, it's not that difficult, but if you're not used to Barons being normal enemies by now, and not taking power-ups during specific encounters, it might get, a little messy. I gotta ask, where does this level's name come in? Are these tiny squares with toxic waste in them the spawning vats? Or maybe it's these silver things? I don't know, but at least it's a decent penultimate level, unlike episode 3's mistake. We'll get to that one soon enough as well. E2M8. Tower of... Wow, that's a humble start. Except it isn't. The cavalcade of corpses strung to the wall, and the four-way switch should be giving off a threatening aura that you aren't out of the woodworks yet. But then you see it. A couple of lonely lost souls. Okay? No! You see this absolute behemoth broncoing towards you saying, "Bite my fleshy demonic ass." This is the Cyber Demon, the guardian of the gates of hell. He shoots a volley of 3 rockets out of his mechanical arm, and with all this cover to hide behind, he's, frankly, quite pathetic. Sorry, mad lad, you'll be used a lot more dastardly later. E3M1. Welcome to hell. Literally, this level is hell to play. Hell Keep looks as much like a keep as a Big Mac looks like Skeletor doing jumping jacks. In other words, it doesn't fucking look like a keep. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This is a sorry excuse for a level. It's tedious and terribly designed. I mean, it starts with you having to pistol 3 Cacodemons. 3 of them! Why should I have to pistol these stupid tomatoes? The best guide I can give you is, get the first Cacos to fight with the imps, run away like a pussy until you find the shotgun, and punch the pinkies without berserk because they give you about as much ammo as they give shits about this level. And also, thanks for the random fucking wall with a rocket launcher at the end of the level. This level can rot in a keep for all time. Not a good start to Doom's 3rd act. E3M2. You're in the thick of it now. Stranded in a rock quarry that's shaped like Captain Falcon's hand with an olive stuck in one of his fingers. Is it as bad as some people claim? Well, I don't think so. I understand. Most of this level is rugged and cramped, but at this point it factors both into the gameplay and the whole premise of the game. You're in the full front of hell itself now. They aren't gonna pull punches. And you're on the demon's turf, so of course the terrain is gonna be uneven. The scramble at the beginning is actually quite a thrill, and encourages different or more efficient routing, which can make the replay value higher, so that's good. But there are definitely some moments in this level. Dealing with this lost soul cluster seems like a game of chance to me, and these lost souls in this particular hallway are just so tedious. Like, why are there so many of them in this tiny ass hallway? But other than that, it's decent. Not the best, not the worst, but miles better than Hell Keep. E3M3. Pfft. That's a dick move. I barely had a chance to start the damn level. So anyway, this is one of the strangest levels in this game. Not fully because of the way it looks, although that's part of it, but because of its rather interesting design quirks. Like, why does standing on this tiny red patch hurt you, but the rest of the ground around it doesn't? Why does a flesh pit have a silver closet next to it? And why does this normal looking water hurt you? Just make it toxic waste or lava at that point. If you want to see even more inconsistent liquids that may or may not damage you, check out Plutonia. All this level's quirks are kinda weird, but it's still a good map and not as bad as Hell Keep. E3M4, House of Pain. And yes, I want to jump around this level, as far away from it as possible. It has another great scramble for weapons, like in Slough of Despair, but then falls off after that. The three main problems with this level include this room with the switches, which I just cannot be bothered to figure this shit out, and I feel like I solved the puzzle by accident. The second problem is yet another puzzle, this time involving, well, the actual floor itself, which I also feel like I solved by accident. And the third and final problem is this stupid room with a damaging floor and a bunch of medkits. Why not just give me a radiation suit then? This room right here sounds like something Mega Man and Bass would fucking do. Oh my fucking god, what a piece of shit game that is. I'm never gonna talk about that fucking game. All these puzzle rooms are tedious because of their boring encounters as well. I can at least say there's more carnage and fun set pieces between those problems, but I'd just rather play the two previous maps than to play this one again. E3M5. You know, there comes a point where memes speak louder than words.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh no! Holy shit! Fuck you! Damn! Oh no! Shit! Shit! Oh, shit!
Grade F, integrity F-, and I didn't even think that was possible. E3M6. So, you thought trudging through the unholy catheter was going to give way to something decent? Well, you're absolutely right, because it's more than decent. It's one of the best damn levels of the game. Mount Erebus? I don't know how to fucking pronounce that either. Is a huge sandbox level with multiple hellish buildings to plunder, which is a genius idea. The execution is dead on in this level. The main encounters are creative, fun, and actually pose a challenge, not just because of the demons, but because of the lava surrounding the level. It's done in such a way where you can play smart and get around the lava, or you could risk it and go further. But the main thing it does so damn well is its landmarks. For an open world type of level like this, you're gonna need good places of interest to come back to, and this is done perfectly so the player doesn't get lost. Every good thing comes with a catch, I suppose. Remember how I just said it's done perfectly so the player isn't lost? Well, I was exaggerating. For one portion at least. The only problem is that getting one of the keys can be a little confusing for the first time, but at least there's an indication of what you're supposed to do. Also, don't forget to take the secret exit, which you're actually supposed to rocket boost yourself into the exit, but I strafed over it because
it would be so awesome.
E3M9. Wait, I'm back in E3M1 again? What is this Lost Levels bullshit? You know, I wonder if this was the reaction of anyone who played this level for the first time. And I shit you not, this is literally just a better extended version of E3M1. Better encounters, better layout, less filler, everything is better. And one of the rooms actually nearly killed me. So you know what? Respect. This is definitely one of the better executed secret levels. E3M7. Limbo or sorry, Gate to Limbo, is one of the most underwhelming, boring penultimate levels I've ever played in a video game. This is the Sleepy Joe level of the original Doom. It starts with a big metal finger as they spawn shotgunners right at the start. Yeah, that damage you take at the start, that's probably the most damage you'll take from the enemies. Yeah, the floor is actually more of a problem than the demons, and for a penultimate level, that's pathetic. Not to mention the fact that the level only has how many enemies? That's it? This is again another episode 3 level that focuses on puzzles, which is fine if they were done well, but as you've seen in House of Pain, they work about just as well as Gordon Ramsay trying to make a grilled cheese. It's basically Unholy Cathedral 2 with all the teleporting you'll be doing. And what do you get after this snooze fest? E3M8. Alright, the final level of the original game, and... oh. It's already done? Shit. Yeah. The original game had the most anticlimactic end of all time. You just kill the spider mastermind in 1 to 2 hits with the BFG and it's over. What a joke! Overall, the original Doom shines high in the beginning with episode 1 and most of episode 2, but then it falls flat on its ass for episode 3. And you know, despite its flaws, I think id Software truly made something special here. And the community is truly great as well. I've seen and met so many great people in this community, and I hope that list continues to grow. And I thank the boys down at id Software for making this awesome game. Thanks for watching, and no, I still won't be talking about that garbage. See y'all in the Doom 2 video.